you signed with WWE. Who was your first contact, your first point of contact with that company?
I'd been John Laurinaitis.
Okay.
He was the one I talked to, got the deal done, and he was my contact person with getting there and just starting out. And and the thing is, when I first started, they treated me great, treated me like gold. I almost felt like, okay, they know where I came from and they know what I've done. They know that I'm a good worker. They know I can cut promos. They know that I can do angles. Whatever the case may be, but it quickly changed. I mean, it was almost like an overnight thing. I don't know, maybe it was, a month or two down the road. But things just really changed. And I felt like that's when all the tests started and, where they want to test you and push you and break you down and all that kind of thing. And I don't think Johnny was much in my corner anymore. And as well as a lot of other people. So, but Johnny was my first contact there, but it didn't last long to where I felt like, something positive was happening.
Did they have you go on the road? Did they have you go to a ring? Like what's the steps once you sign a contract when you did?
Well, they sent me the contract. And I went over it with my agent and that. So yeah, a lot of those kind of things were just done over the phone or through the mail. And I did sit at home for a little bit. I think a lot of people thought I sat at home this whole time, but I sat at home for a little bit before they brought me into TV for a dark match. So I did the dark match, and
So Sheldon?
it was with Sheldon, yeah. And it wasn't one of my best matches for whatever reason. I don't think it was the best showing. But I guess just to keep me doing something, they asked me to go down to, it was before it was NXT, it was FCW, Florida Championship Wrestling. And so it was that was their developmental down there. So I would, if I was doing TV, they would send me a TV and then send me down to FCW for the rest of the week. So I was down there doing a lot of things, whether it was working shows or just being there every day doing the developmental. I was doing something, and but I just felt like, I mean, it was just, like I said, it was a process of where I just started realizing this is not what I thought it was doing. I mean, for me to be down there doing drills with a lot of the new people, it's like, hey, at this point I'm counting my bumps. And so I didn't want to go in there and just start doing all this. And, but I did what I was told and I tried to have a good attitude about it. But yeah, there was a lot just wasn't working. But that's what I was doing. I was still staying active, and I was a lot of people question my workouts, but that was when I was probably working out more than I ever had before. I was doing I was in the gym twice a day, doing cardio early morning and coming back and lifting. So I was doing a lot. I was just changing up my workout a lot so that I could stay in there with the land of the giants. But yeah, I mean, it was little by little. I was just seeing, where my place was, and that it just wasn't what I thought it was.
If people want to contact you, what's the best way?
My Twitter is at AMW Wildcat. My Instagram is at AMW Wildcat Chris Harris. That's the best way to get a hold of me. And I can do it sometimes. I have a booking agent that can do it sometimes, but get a hold of me because everyone, I get things like that. I get interest all the time on doing something, and I'd love to work something out. So anybody that's interested in doing it, I mean, sometimes their first question is they want to book me for a match, and I always have to say that's probably not going to happen. But and sometimes they may not be interested anymore, and that's fine. And then, but sometimes they will go with something. And Storm and I still have done appearances together, so a lot of times they'll book him for a match, and I'll be in his corner, that kind of thing. So even AMW still gets out there and does our thing. So maybe not a tag team match, but we still get out there, and it's still great to meet everybody because I mean, just the overwhelming feeling that they give us of the appreciation. A lot of people do remember those days and remember what we did, and I love hearing those kind of stories. And when they, the matches they say they loved, and yeah, it's a really cool feeling to be able to do these appearances and talk to everybody and get some input of what they enjoyed and about my career or our career.